Hello everyone. So today we'll begin from where we left in the last lecture. That is, we'll begin with the fourth stanza. Now, the point where we left, we saw that the inhabitants of the particular island of the Lotus Eaters, they have reached the ship of the sailors, the ship which was carrying Ulysses along with his fellow companions, and they were ready to welcome them. Now we'll move ahead with the fourth stanza of the poem, which reads: Branches they bore of that enchanted stem, laden with flower and fruit, whereof they gave to each. But whoso did receive of them, and taste to him the gushing of the wave, far, far away did seem to moan and rave on alien shores. And if his fellows spake, his voice was thin as voices from the grave, and deep asleep he seemed, yet all awake, and music in his ears his beating heart did make. Now, in this stanza, the speaker continues his narrative by describing the lotus fruit which the lotus eaters brought to the sailors. They all had branches of that particular lotus plant, and the branches were filled with the fruit and flowers of the lotus plant, which the lotus eaters shared with each man from the ship. After eating the fruits and the flowers of that particular plant, the men were overcome with laziness, drowsiness. What they tasted came on to the men like the gushing of the wave and made their problems seem very distant. Each man became extraordinarily tired, and their voices sounded as those of dead men coming from the grave. They were all still awake, but only in a semi-conscious state. It was as if they were both asleep and awake at the same time. The fruit had some kind of magical effect on the men and cast a spell upon their intentions. Each sailor became consumed solely with their own self. The only thing they could hear was the beating of their own hearts. Now, moving on with the fifth stanza, which is the last stanza of the first section of the poem. This fifth stanza reads: They sat them down upon the yellow sand, between the sun and moon upon the shore. And sweet it was to dream of fatherland, of child and wife and slave. But even more, most weary seemed the sea, weary the oar, weary the wandering fields of barren foam. Then someone said, We will return no more. And all at once they sang, Our island home is far beyond the wave, we will no longer roam. In the last stanza of this first section, before the second half of the poem begins, the men confess to a new desire. They sat themselves down upon the yellow sand at the shore of the land. Their thoughts were cast to fatherland, their native land, their home, and all that was waiting for them there, their wife, their children, their slaves, everyone out there. They dreamed of child and wife and slave, and all they left behind. But this desire for home was now deeply overweighed by their weariness, their tiredness. They no longer felt they had the energy or need to return to the ship and face the ocean once more. The men were more than content to remain with the lotus eaters for the rest of their lives. Actually, they were totally tired, exhausted with the fight, the battle, the war which they had faced earlier and the journey which they had traced earlier. So they were completely exhausted. So this kind of rest which they were getting in this particular island was quite soothing for them. What was quite pleasure giving for them. So they wanted to stay back on this island rather than moving ahead with their journey and getting along the waves of the ocean, moving ahead to their home, their native land. So they wanted to stay back in this particular island of the lotus eaters. They were weary. They were weary the ore, weary the wandering fields of barren foam, or the vast expanses of the ocean. Just notice the repetition of the word weary here. Weary means tired. So everything seemed to be tired to these sailors, to these soldiers who had returned from the war of Troy. A sight which once gave them all pleasure and excited their inner adventurer, now means nothing. They turned to one another and said that they would return no more. They won't continue with their voyage, they won't continue with their journey. Rather, they would love staying back in this particular island. They did not want to return to the arduous 10-year journey. The state that they wanted to stay back in this particular island. They did not want to return to their island Ithaca, which was far beyond the wave. It was too far for them to reach or even try to get back to. So they all decided together that they will no longer row. So with this, we come to the end of the first section comprising of 5 stanzas. Now we'll begin with the choric song in the next lesson. Thank you.